Hello and welcome to yet another week of the Fantasy Recap. I'm Rob. This is Ashira with her new haircut. We'll get to that later.
It looks beautiful.
It does. It looks gorgeous. She thought about the red highlights, did not end up going with the red highlights. We have Nick over here, and we have a special guest tuning in this week. Justin, say hi to the camera.
Hello, camera.
Wait, let me get it over for you. That is Justin, everybody. And Justin, do you have anything new to share with the crowd this week?
Something important?
Just anything.
I made the switch to Paul Mitchell hair gel.
And how's that working out for you?
Better than the CVS brand.
Can we see the hair? Can you show us?
Well, it's just wet from the rain, but this is what it looks like right now.
I like it.
Classic little faux hawk got going. That's a great Justin look.
Growing it out.
Speaking of hair, we all got haircuts this week. Everyone except Nick, I should say. I got a haircut. I went with a little fade on the sides here. Pretty short up top. Nick didn't get a haircut. Ashir, you want to show off yours? Give a little spin of the head.
Ooh.
There it is. Mark also got a haircut. We were hoping to get new items to discuss in all of our lives this week, but we couldn't think of any. Except Mark, he came up with a few. One was the haircut. Mark, say hi to the camera for us.
Hi, camera.
Show him your head.
And Mark, have we done the one sip yet?
No, we're getting there.
Oh, sorry.
Fuck, I should have started with that. Regardless, got the new haircut. He had macaroni salad for the first time.
I
this
did.
week.
I had macaroni salad for the first time.
How was that?
It was very tasty.
Oh, Mark, it was the first time?
First time I bought macaroni salad.
Wait, that changes everything.
Well,
That point is
All right.
void.
All right.
void. And I'm going sober in November.
So he claims.
It's not November.
Yeah, I know, but I'm drinking right now.
Wait, why?
No drink November. Is that
So I need to go back to the gym. I haven't been there in 2 months, so.
You can drink and go to the gym.
As we calculated, beer was
That's a
20%
raise,
of our
makes me
daily
not go to
caloric
the gym.
intake.
I worked out that beer was 40% of my diet in college, and now it's down to
Caloric intake. Yeah.
caloric intake, and now it's 20%. So
Progress.
progress.
November it'll be 0.
November will be 0.
All right,
lads.
so we will progress by doing our weekly sponsorship. This week it is Perpetual IPA by Trogs Independent Brewing. Nick has one, Mark has one. One sip, everybody knows the rules.
I've already finished it.
I like it.
Give me a. You ever have a Sierra Nevada?
Yeah.
Give me kind of one of
I
those.
feel like Sierra Nevadas are a bit heavier.
This
I'm gonna need to take a second sip.
This is an IPA, not an India Pale Ale, but a Imperial Pale Ale.
What's the difference?
No idea.
Well, I'd say it's a 7.1. I really like it. It was better than that first beer that we had.
I enjoy it.
What'd
I
you
would
give the
say,
first- what'd you give the first beer.
The very
Well, it's
first
got a
beer we did?
7.5 alcohol percentage, so I'm going with
I think I gave it
7.5.
like 6 point something.
I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 6.8.
6.8. We got so we're coming in at a 6.95 average. I don't know what Mark rated it.
I'm
Nice.
giving it a 6.9.
Justin, what's the last beer you drank?
Like the last good beer or like just the last beer?
Yeah, both.
Well, I blacked out on Saturday, so I don't remember.
Do you want to give the crowd a quick recap of what you did on Saturday?
I basically didn't do much. Tyler came over to my house, and it was just the two of us. Tyler was already
Just
pretty much
polished
done
off
by
60 Bud
7:30.
Lights.
And then I
Case race.
went out. Tyler dragged me to Applebee's, and then I woke up throwing up.
Oh.
Well, we know how you are at Applebee's, so sounds like a good weekend.
It was alright.
And so we'll start moving along here. We'll jump into some fantasy related things. Yeah, let's get right into it. So something I noticed last week, there were only 2 100-point scorers, and that was me and G. Everyone else scored below, but it was pretty shocking because every week it seems we've had at least like 6 or so. This week, none. Just a low overall fantasy scoring week, I think,
Totally sad week.
on the whole. Going along, can we pull up some matchups here?
From last week?
Yeah, some of mine.
Yeah.
I know. I ended up beating.
Justin, I beat you this week. You suck.
My team was due for a bad week.
Could have used it last week, Justin.
Yeah, if we want to start, actually, maybe we can start with a little Justin team update right now. I noticed that when, one of your top two guys there, Dalvin Cook, didn't perform, it kind of seemed like the whole team just went to the shitter. Any comment on that?
Well, I mean, I've been noticing a trend like through the first 5 weeks of basically like all my points coming from Rodgers, Cook, and McCaffrey.
Mhm.
So I knew once one of them had like a mediocre game or less, I was done for. And then I got to watch Rodgers on Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it was just another. He just couldn't do it. I mean, he needed like 40 points by then because Dalvin Cook didn't look too great. And then McCaffrey, I mean, he had a lowly 17 points, which at this point I expect better out of him.
Embarrassing.
And he's out this week, so I'm basically going to throw in the towel here, and I'm going to end up 4-3. But getting the bye out of the way somewhere in the middle of the season, I'm confident looking forward, but I'm not confident looking into this week.
I saw that you were starting Adrian Peterson this week.
Yeah, and Auden Tate, whoever the fuck that is.
It's gonna be good.
Audette Tate. That's what I first
Yeah,
thought
I
was his
mainly
name.
picked him up because he kind of sounded like the same name as me.
That's a good reason to take someone.
Mhm.
So moving along, Mark, you care to comment a little bit on that game right there that you had with Justin?
Not really. It was a bad game, and the better guy won. What can I say?
All right. I faced off against Neil, and Neil actually had a pretty good week. He would have beat 5 other teams in the league this week with his point total, but given
Congrats,
his
Neil.
luck, he's taking yet another L, still winless on the year. Looking for that number 1 pick for next year, I suppose. Nick, how did your game go? Who'd you face off against?
I faced off against Steve.
Oh, that's right.
Close game, a 4-point win.
I think that was the closest matchup of the week this week.
Yep. That is worth noting. That is with me leaving one position empty.
Well, you needed to at that point. I'm pretty sure the Chargers finished with a pretty low amount
The
of
Chargers
points.
had 4 points, so
Yeah.
they wouldn't have lost me the week, but it was not a risk that I was willing to take.
Fair enough. Moving along here. I want to call G out quick for not starting Stephon Diggs. What an idiot. He went off for 37 points or something. Who doesn't do that? Come on, Justin, you agree with me here.
I agree that you're probably gonna ruin his day whenever he decides to watch it.
Alright, G, let me just let you know that in my other league, I also did not start Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
And that was PPR. He had almost 50 points.
misery loves company.
I started him every single week. And eventually I'm like, well, fuck, Stephon Diggs just isn't good anymore. So I gave up on him, took him out for the first time all season, and boom.
All right, Trent Dilfer. He's just not good anymore.
Well, G still won, so joke's on you guys. Back to the Beans. The sad failing Beans lost again because he's a sad failing Beans.
What didn't he make? He made some transactions this week. We'll get to that. I wanted to talk quickly back to Nick and Steve's game. Steve had Tyreek Hill come back, which was a nice surprise, and he went off. Fortunately, it was not enough, as we know. But also, how many? 20?
20 points.
It was interesting to note, I thought, in that game that Steve had about 4 players who all scored fairly high, 18 or more. But then the rest of his team all scored 3 or less, it seemed like. It was pretty surprising. A lot of variation in that one.
That's what happens when your kicker's named Matt Gay.
Well, he dropped him this week, so...
He got dropped in 20% of leagues this week.
Did he really?
Not hot. Not a hot look for...
How do you know that?
Poor Matt Gay.
Gay.
Yeah, so, I mean, Steve's beginning to show his fraudulency as his Beans.
The Gay dropped 20%.
The entire division, the entire East Division lost last week. Our division all won. And when you look at the total points, we have 5 of the top 6 point scorers in the league in our division. Justin, you are the only one in your division that is in the top 6. I think you're pretty high up there. I think you're behind me and G. Speaking of which, me and G have the 2 highest amount of points, and we're in last place.
I would also just like to point out that if G did put Stephon Diggs in over Tyler Lockett this week, his team would have scored 164 points.
And he would have been in the lead for the most points in the league this year.
Yeah, but it's just a damn shame he made that choice. It really is.
It was pretty
Why,
dumb.
he's an idiot as well.
He's only second in points. He's ahead of Justin by 5 points, and he's ahead of Goody by 3 points.
Goody
It's not a huge
he's
margin.
been getting the matchups so far this year. He just continues to churn out those dubs. Moving along, Steve dropping QBs on the waiver wire or on the transactions wire like it's his day job. Could have told you Jameis wasn't a good pickup from the get-go. I believe I did a couple weeks ago. You also dropped Kirk Cousins. I don't know why you have so many goddamn quarterbacks on your team to begin with. You can only play one, you know. Also, poor Will Disley. Tearing his Achilles, not getting to play for the rest of the year. He was doing really well, so that's a damn shame. He also picked up Matt Prater and Robbie Anderson. Justin, you care to comment on Robbie Anderson?
Look, I had Robbie Anderson on my team last year. It's a really, really hard game to play having Robbie Anderson on your team because he's either going to have no points or he's going to catch a 90-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to take that risk, then take that risk. I'm a bit of a low risk profile kind of guy. Not happening for me.
Justin, low risk profile. Is that what that fear of Devin hearing this? I won't continue to say what I was about to say.
I don't think Devin tunes into our fancy update.
It was prior to Devin, so I guess it's okay. I was going to comment on the truck situation that you had.
Muskrat.
Moving along,
You've already said too much.
Neil, quick to drop the Packers defense this week. Taking, that was a one-night stand kind of deal. Gonna keep moving along here. G with the pickup of the week, in my opinion, getting Golden Tate after his week last week. I think he will be a legitimate wide receiver number 2 going forward, and I think his team could use it. Unless he wants to actually start Stephon Diggs, in which case he probably wouldn't have to. But a close second in pickup of the week, I thought, was Team Frogs picking up Hunter Henry. Didn't realize he was injured for most of the year. He was projected to be a top 5 tight end going into the year this year. And finally, I think one of the bigger transactions was Beans picking up Jamal Williams. Well, I don't know if I consider it big, but he's really just grabbing it, anything he can get right now to fill up his running back position. Thought he had it figured out with David Montgomery. Sorry, Beans. Anything else to comment at this point in the show, fellas?
No, you're doing great,
I
Rob.
just have one thing to say.
Justin has one thing to say.
Juju Smith-Schuster. Actually, I don't even know what to say about the guy. That little fucking loser plays video games all day long, and once Big Ben goes out, he's absolute shit. So, I don't know. I understand he's only like 21 years old, but 1 reception for 7 yards. I don't care if fucking Teddy Roosevelt's corpse is throwing you the ball. Do better than that. So,
Wow.
Teddy Roosevelt's corpse.
I mean, to kind of take that aside there, no Antonio Brown, no Le'Veon, no Roethlisberger. Who do the Steelers even have on their team right now? I don't even know what the record is.
they've got cancer survivor James Conner, who's a warrior.
I didn't know he had cancer. Why don't they put him in the Eric Berry commercials then at all? Like, he also survived cancer. He's more recent. Nothing against Eric Berry, I'm just saying.
I was going to say, you got an issue with cancer surviving Eric Berry?
No, I just think the commercial's a little late at this point. Is that so wrong?
Rob, for your go back to the previous question there. The Steelers are 2-4.
2-4.
That's what we got you for, Nick.
And are they? What are the Browns at? They
2-4.
interesting. That's pretty sad. I thought the Browns were going to
You
be
got the
legit this
Ravens
year.
at 4-2, and the sad failing Bengals.
0-6.
6.
Shout out G. Maybe
I
they
bet
should
on them again
trade
this week.
for Stephon Diggs. That might help them get a win. Although, you know what? They probably wouldn't play him. So, anyways,
Wow.
hammering home my point here is all. Moving along, we have. Tell me this video is still going. Thank God it is.